This is a review, not a comprehensive walkthrough. Some sequences may not be suitable for those with photosensitive illnesses. If this includes you, please visit the article via the link in the description. Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy Color is the sequel to Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake on the NES. The sprites are either the same or in the same style, they have similar music, and the two games play the same, explaining in part how it was able to release just 1 year after the previous game. The story takes place 7 years after the second game, when Campbell calls Snake 3 years after he left Foxhound and sees you working with Delta Force to prevent the Metal Gear from being used by the terrorist organization, GLF, that stole it from the US government while it was being transported to a field exercise. You also have to rescue its researchers that were being transported with the Metal Gear, and the captured members of Delta Force. Your mission is to infiltrate the GLF's fortress, Gallowade, rescue the hostages, and neutralize Metal Gear before its assembly is complete. You also have Mei Ling, Brian McBride, Ronald Lesenberg, and Campbell as your backup personnel, which you can access via your codec on frequencies you have to remember. The game is great at immersing the player. The music makes you feel stealthy, and you have to take small notes through the game, such as the frequencies to contact your backup on, and this makes up for areas in the game that would otherwise be lackluster. The immersion also isn't broken by the enemy's detection like in many games. Their senses are slightly delayed and allow you to make up for small mistakes. Some levels have areas that feel like empty filler, but they double as convenient hiding spots when you've been spotted by an enemy. The game's VR training mode is great, allowing you to practice sneaking and using your weapons in a virtual space without consequences. This mode was forgotten about in later games, but a modern version and actual VR could be a very interesting addition to the series, especially considering that the series director says the storyline is complete and a mainline game likely won't come out for multiple years, if ever. Now it's time to give this game a score. For controls, we give it a 9 out of 10. They work extremely well, like a modern game, but the handheld system makes them feel just a little bit compact. For artwork, we give it an 8 out of 10. Sprite work is solid, please laugh, especially on such a small system. For level design, we give it a 7 out of 10. They can feel a bit labyrinthy at times, but otherwise they're pretty good. For music, we give it a 9 out of 10. The theme is super memorable and sounds pretty good, but for obvious reasons it doesn't stand up to modern games. For replayability, we give it a 5 out of 10. The game is super fun the first time around, but after you've played it again and you already know where everything is, it's not quite as fun. That brings us to an overall score of 8.9 out of 10. This has been Some Game Reviewers for Metal Gear Solid. If you'd like to view the full article, watch more game reviews, or participate in our forums, please visit https://sites.google.com/view/somegamereviewers. Link in the description to this article and the full site. This video was written, voiced, edited, and produced by myself, Robert McFlay. That's all for now.